Laura's favorite glass piece from her glass menagerie was accidentally knocked over while waltzing with her high school crush and her brother's co-worker from the warehouse, Jim O'Connor. Laura's mother, Amanda, pressures her son Tom into inviting his friend over from the warehouse to dinner to meet his painfully shy and lonely sister. We will soon come to find out that the night did not turn out as they would have liked it to be. The Glass Menagerie by Tennessee Williams. Aw, is it broken? Now it's just like all the other horses. It's lost its horn. It doesn't matter. You'll never forgive me. I bet that was your favorite piece of glass. I don't have favorites much. It's no tragedy. Glass breaks so easily, no matter how careful you are with it. Still, I'm awfully sorry that I was the cause. I'll just imagine he had an operation. The horn was removed to make him feel less freakish. Now he can feel more at home with all the other horses, the ones that don't have horns. That's funny. You know, I'm glad to see that you have a sense of humor. You know, you're, well, different. Surprisingly different from anyone else I know. Well, I mean it in a nice way. Has anyone ever told you that you were pretty? Well, you are, in a very different way from anyone else, and all the nicer because of the difference, too. You know, I wish you were my sister. I teach you to have some confidence in yourself. I happen to notice you had this inferiority complex that keeps you from feeling fully comfortable around people. Somebody needs to build your confidence up and make you proud instead of shy and turning away and blushing. Somebody ought to kiss you, Laura. No, I can't. I shouldn't. You know, Laura, if I had a sister like you, I'd do the same thing as Tom. I'd bring out fellas and introduce her to them. The right type of boy. The type of boy to appreciate her. Only, well, he made a mistake about me. Maybe I've gotten a call of you saying this. That may not have been the idea in having me over, but what if it was? There's nothing wrong about that. It's just that, well, in my situation, I'm not in the best situation to do the right thing. I thought I'd better explain the situation in case you misunderstood and, well, I hurt your feelings. I've caught strings on you, Laura. I've been going steady. I go out all the time with a girl named Betty. She's a homegirl like you, and Catholic and Irish, and in a great many ways we get along fine. It happened that Betty's aunt took sick and she got a wire and had to go to Centralia. So Tom, when he asked me to dinner, I naturally accepted the invitation, not knowing that you or, well, not knowing that I or, oh, well, that he. I'm a stumble, John. I wish you would say something. Laura? Well, what are you doing that for? You want me to have your glass horse? What for? A souvenir. Well. Isn't the air delightful after the shower? I made you kids a little liquid refreshment. Why? Laura, you look so serious. Well, we were having a serious conversation. Good. Now you're better acquainted. You young people are so much more serious-minded than my generation. Why? I was so gay as a girl. Well, you haven't changed much, Mrs. Wingfield. Tonight, I'm rejuvenated. The gaiety of the occasion, Mr. O'Connor. I discovered you had some maraschino cherries. I dumped them in, juice and all. Well, you really shouldn't have gone to that trouble, Mrs. Wingfield. Trouble? Why? It was loads of fun. Didn't you hear me cutting up in the kitchen? I bet your ears were burning. I was telling Tom how outdone with him I was for keeping you to himself so long a time. He should have brought you over much sooner. Well, now that you've found your way, I expect you to be a very frequent caller. Not just occasional, but all the time. Well, young people are having a serious conversation. No, don't go, Mr. Wingfield. The fact of the matter is, I've got to be going. Going now? You're joking. Why, it's only the shake of the evening, Mr. O'Connor. Yeah, well, you know how it is. Right. You are a young working man who must keep working men's hours. We'll let you off early tonight, but on the condition that next time you stay much later. What's the best night for you? Well, actually, I've got a couple of time clocks to punch, Mrs. Wingfield. One in the morning and another one at night. My! But you are ambitious. You work at nights, too. Well, not work, Mrs. Wingfield, but, Betty. Betty? Well, who's Betty? Oh, just a girl. The girl I go steady with. Oh! Is it a serious romance, Mr. O'Connor? Well, we're going to be married the second Sunday in June. Oh! How nice! Tom didn't mention you were engaged to be married. Well, the cat's out of the bag of the warehouse yet. It's been a wonderful evening, Mrs. Wingfield. It really wasn't anything at all. Well, goodbye, Mr. O'Connor. I wish you luck and happiness and success. All three of them. And so does Laura. Don't you, Laura? Yes. Goodbye, Laura. I'm certainly going to treasure the souvenir. Don't you forget that good advice I gave you. Thanks again, ladies. Good night. Things have a way of turning out so badly. Well, well, well. Our gentleman caller was engaged to be married. Tom? Yes, Mother. Come in here a minute. I want to tell you something. Our gentleman caller had made an early departure. What an awfully funny joke you have played on us. Well, how do you mean? You didn't mention he was engaged to be married. Jim? Engaged? I'll be jiggered. I didn't know about that. That seems extremely peculiar that you wouldn't know that your best friend was engaged to be married. The warehouse is where I work, not where I know things about people. You don't know things anywhere. You live in a dream. You manufacture illusions. Where are you going? I'm going to the movies. That's right. Now that you've had us all make such fools of ourselves, the effort, the preparations, all the expense, the new floor lamp, the rug, the new clothes for Laura, all for what? To entertain some other girl's fiancé. Just go! Go, go, go! Go to the movies! Don't think about us. A mother, deserted, an unmarried sister who's crippled and has no job. Don't let anything interfere with your selfish pleasure. Just go to the movies! All right, I will. And the more you shout about my selfishness, the quicker I'll go. And I won't go to the movies. Fine then. Go to the moon, you selfish dreamer! I didn't go to the moon. I went much further. For time is the longest distance between two places. Not long after I was fired for writing a poem on the lid of a shoebox, I left St. Louis. I descended the steps of this fire escape for a last time, and followed from then on in my father's footsteps. I traveled around a great deal. I would have stopped, but I was pursued by something. It always came upon me unawares, taking me altogether by surprise. Perhaps it was a bit of familiar music. Perhaps it was a piece of transparent glass. Perhaps I walked along a street at night in some strange city before I had found companions. I passed the lighted window of a shop where perfume was sold. The window was filled with pieces of colored glass, tiny transparent bottles and delicate colors like bits of shattered rainbow. Then, all at once, my sister touched shoulder. I turn around and look into her eyes. Oh, Laura. Laura, I tried to leave you behind me, but I am more faithful than I intended to be. I reach for a cigarette. I cross the street. I run to the movies or a bar. I buy a drink. I speak to the nearest stranger. Oh, Laura, anything to blow your candles out. For today, the world is lit by lightning.